What's going on, Summer Luffin family? Happy New Year. It is January 2nd. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And welcome to another Jeep install video. So finally getting to the long talked about Metalcloak steering kit upgrade. So I've had, ever since I did the upgrade on the lift, I've had some bump steer, some not really death wobble, but every once in a while. So I upgraded the steering stabilizer, and that was kind of a short-term fix. And I think when I switched the tie rod, I might have damaged the bushings or the boots, and so they got really loose. So I finally got the Metalcloak steering upgrade, and it's been sitting in the shed for now probably a month, and now I have some time to finally do it. So I'm upgrading the tie rod and the drag link. So this is Metalcloak's Heavy Duty Rock Sport Steering Stabilizer Kit. This thing is beefy. I'll show you some pics or videos of it once I'm done yapping away, but it is a huge upgrade over the stock steering components. It's tubular, 1.375 outside diameter, 0.375 wall, chromoly steel. These things are beefy. And one of the main reasons why I went with Metalcloak is that they have, I'll show you on them, they have dog-legged connectors for where they connect to the knuckle. And I'm running 16-inch rims, the Steelies that I have, and a bunch of tie rod upgrade places say they don't work with 16-inch wheels because of the back spacing. These will work with that, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's 1-ton forged, heat-treated dog leg, which I mentioned before. Ends, the rod end design prevents flop. I guess I've never experienced it, but this is one of their claims, is that when you totally lock out your wheel to either left or right, it kind of binds, and then to get it back, it's kind of like what they call a flop. I've never experienced it, so I'm not really sure if that's going to change my opinion of this install or this kit, but yeah, something to think about if you've had that problem while four-wheeling. So they're seal durable, waterproof, greasable boots, so they come with Zerk fittings, so as long as you have a Zerk grease gun, you can maintain them, and you do have to grease them once you do the install. So they're also adjustable, so they have jam nuts, and so you can make adjustments. So when we get them on there, we got to check our toe of the wheels and make sure that that's all set, so we can adjust that. And then of course you can adjust the drag link to make sure your steering wheel is straight. After I do this install, I am gonna have to get an alignment, which I never got after I upgraded my lift before, so bad me. All right, yeah, that's about it. Let's go take a look at them, and then let's get to this install. All right, thanks for tuning into this video. If you like it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe below, and hit that bell for more videos. All right, thanks a lot. Let's get to it, because I don't have much time. I gotta go to work tonight. What else is new? All right, here's the this is the tie rod. This thing is massive, and it is beefy, so this should hold up nice and good. Here's the ends. You can see here's the dog leg bend in them. So that side, here's the castle nut, jam nut. Same on the other side. Here's the drag link, so here's the adjustability right here, and then your forged ends with the castle nut. Just make sure you should get a cotter pin and a Zerk fitting for each one, so they each come in a baggie. I had to go back into the box and find the other one, otherwise I thought I was screwed for today. And here's the steering stabilizer adjustable bracket that goes on the tie rod. First step, we're going to do the tie rod. Just going to loosen these up. These are 21 mils. planning on reusing this tie rod, so I'm just gonna smash it down and hopefully it pops out. Tie rod's out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this old tie rod basically to kind of get a distance to match them up. I'll take a measurement and then we'll pop it back in and then make sure our toe is good and then lock it down. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some anti-seize on the threads, which I did bring out. And then we'll thread them in, measure it up, and see how we are. I'm going to tighten down the jam nuts, get them nice and snug, and then I'm going to put it in place, and then we're going to just make sure the toe is correct, and then we'll lock it in place, tighten it down with everything, and we should be good to go. Alright, so it's in place. Just gonna measure our toe angle and make sure that's good, and then we can lock it down. Alright, so there are toe measurement devices you can mount on your lugs that are a lot nicer than just using rusty steel tubing, but that's all I have, and I'm just gonna make it work, and it should get me close enough until I can get an alignment, which I'm gonna hopefully do at the beginning of next week. Alright, so let's measure this up. Alright, so I'm really toed out, which is a big problem by 5/16, which is wow. Alright, so I gotta make some adjustments. Alright, so I'm good. So it's like 65, a quarter, and like a smidge, and then 65 and a little less than I guess 3/8. It's just hard to tell with this ruler, but it looks pretty good, so I'm gonna lock everything down in place, and yeah, then we can get on to the drag link. So I'm inserting the cotter pin. For grease fitting. Oh, that hurt. And we'll do the same on the other side. Alright, so the tie rod is in. Now we just got to get out our drag link. Alright, so now we got to loosen the up here where it connects to the pitman arm. The pitman arm connects to the steering rod. Alright, so that was pretty hard to get out. That's wedged in there. I just used a wrench, tried to put it in there and use it as a wedge, and I finally got it out. Alright, let's go measure the other one up and get it back into place. Let's get this buttoned up. The reason why I left some play here is just so I can adjust the drag link to move the steering wheel. All right. Alright, hold on. Alright, what's going on, Summer Love family? JP. It's actually the next day, so I just came back out here to film the recap and show you everything as it is now. Completed last night. Well, quick little backstory. Kids have been sick for about a week. Jordana thought Aurelia was really sick, so I was rushing through the rest of the install yesterday to get the tires back on, thinking we were going to have to go to PM Peds, and of course we didn't. So but it's amazing how fast you can work when you think you need to get back into the only vehicle you have. So with that being said, everything is done. I'm going to show you how it looks, tell you a couple of things to look out for when you're doing the install. I made a couple of, I guess, not mistakes, but I didn't think a couple of things through because I was rushing. Other than that, we'll just go for a quick test drive. I think I got my wheel aligned as straight as can be. I don't have any codes flashing with like the ABS sensor or the slip control light come on that I did when I did the lift. And then the other big thing, probably why my Jeep hasn't been driving right, is that I guess part of the video I showed you how I was measuring for the toe. So I was a 5/16 out. So my wheels were basically out when they're supposed to be a little bit in. So I've corrected that. So I guess I'm gonna probably do a review or just a commentary video on how I feel the driving's been going with the Metalcloak, and hopefully I'll be able to get off-road soon. The weather's kind of mild, so hopefully you'll be able to get over to Roush for maybe a day of wheeling. All right, so let me show you down below what it looks like, and then yeah, we'll come back up here. All right. All right, so there's the drag link on top and the tie rod below. And then the one thing I would recommend, which I kind of didn't really think through, is I popped the wheels on before I greased the bushings. So I had to repop the wheels off this morning and grease everything. The one thing you can't get to this grease fitting as it is here, so what you have to do is fully lock the wheel out to passenger. Then this comes in front of the tie rod and you can get to the grease fitting. So that took a little trial and error, but I was able to get that. The other thing is I made sure I have clearance here with the AEV bracket and how this steering stabilizer is. So this is not hitting. And I tested that on left and right full lockouts. And then same thing on the other side, just to grease that one on the driver's wheel. Just make sure the wheel is off. So for the top of the drag link, that's easy to get to. You can see the grease coming out, so I filled that up nicely. And then finally was the steering stabilizer bracket. So you can see how this has a little bit of an angle down. So that's supposed to go, the down angle is supposed to go towards the driver's side for your steering stabilizer to sit on top of. So this, you just got to tighten down, and just depending on what steering stabilizer you have, you know, you have to just measure and make sure you have enough on either side for full lockout, so that way you don't bind the rod in the steering stabilizer tube. Otherwise, it was a very simple install. And one other thing that I really liked is, you can see up here, these are already, I guess, bored into the bar for your wrench, so you can you don't have to use anything like a pipe wrench that would then scratch this. So you can see I didn't really scratch any of this when I was tightening this down. So other than that, that's basically it from under here. I think it looks really awesome. And yeah, all right, let's go back to the top. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 7 on my Jeep slot difficulty meter, I'm going to give it a 4. And the reason why I'm going to give it a 4 is just because of the fact that you have to make sure that you have your toe set. So you need to know how to do that, which is actually pretty simple. And you can see how rudimentary I did it by using some steel bars. The other issue is that makes it a 4. Just you need some good tools, and you also have to take into account of realigning the steering wheel and making sure you get that correct. Otherwise, it was about a 2 hour install. Probably would have been quicker if I wasn't videoing. As far as the Metalcloak components, everything is top notch. Everything feels really beefy and awesome. So I guess the next most important thing is to take the Jeep for a ride, make sure everything's good as far as it's driving straight. Might have to tweak the alignment of the steering wheel a little bit more, but for the most part, I think this is done, and let's go for a quick ride. So far it feels pretty good. I think the steering wheel needs to come to the right a little bit, but it's not much, and I think I might just save that for the alignment. It's actually going pretty straight. Yeah, a little bit to the right, so I might have to correct that. When I pull back into the driveway, I'll try to get it as straight as possible in the driveway, and then just go underneath and readjust it. But for the most part, it feels a lot more solid in the front end. Like, I don't feel the shake. Just heading back home. Alright, we're back, and thanks for watching this video. It's the first video of 2020, and if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below and that bell for more notifications when I drop a video. If you have any comments about the install or whether they're good or bad, just leave them below. I'll answer them. I don't really care. It's always great to engage with everybody. I'm pretty sure this new tie rod and fixing my toe correctly will probably take care of any death wobble that I've been experiencing. So all right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.